Hey guys, Buffing Game back today, bringing you a video. And today we're going over all of the CZ BREN 2 rifles here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 as we approach the halfway point, I believe it is, of Season 2. So I figured I'd go ahead and look at these different rifle categories since we do have a good family tree here of these weapons, and they are a really good gun, especially in real life. One of my favorites. You see them operating quite a bit in the Ukraine footage that we've seen the past 2 years also. So let's go ahead and back out and we'll go through these BREN 2 rifles. Also, if you're liking the content, be sure to like the channel or like the video, subscribe to the channel. We have membership links down below as well as merchandise links down below. But if you are a member, you will get a 25% off discount code for the merchandise. So if you are a member, make sure you join up the Discord and get a hold of myself or one of the admins, and we'll go ahead and get you that code so you guys get 25% off the merchandise, and there will be more merchandise coming soon as I'm finalizing some different designs also. So let's go ahead and we'll jump into it here. So first off, we're going to start with a standard BREN 2, right? So the standard BREN 2 is going to be the MTZ 762. This is the BREN 2 BR, excuse me. This is going to be chambered in the battle rifle round, the 762 by 51mm NATO. So we'll go ahead and select this. Jump in here. So, going to the gunsmith. First off, for the muzzle device, this is personal preference. Whatever, I'm not even familiar with what the actual muzzle device is. It's probably like a 3 or 4 prong bird cage on the real life muzzle. But as far as in game goes, the lock shot is going to give you really good recoil control all around. I like this one, just nice balance, 16%. You can also go with the lever as well. But the lock shot seems to be a good one. There's also the bore 490 is always a really consistently good one too for that. So we'll go ahead and do that actually, because you do get a little bit more of the horizontal with no real penalty there. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now for the barrel option, in real life for the BREN 2 BR, you're looking at, I believe it is around a 14-inch barrel. They have a few different versions of the weapon in real life. So typically the barrel lengths may vary. We're looking at, I think you have a 14 and a 16-inch in real life. So as far as in-game barrel options go, pretty much the base barrel should be your correct 16-inch, and then it looks like you have probably one of these two. The 356 is going to be your 14-inch, and you have some varying in-between ones here as well. So we'll go ahead and leave the base barrel. However, I do recommend in-game doing the Clinch Pro barrel. This is going to give you, it appears to be very similar in the barrel length for this. I would say probably it's going to be around a 15 versus maybe this is a 16. You're really looking at a slight difference. So go ahead and select either of those barrels. And honestly, for the purposes of this, for gameplay purposes, we're going to go with the Clinch barrel just because it's right around the same size. And it's going to give you the recoil control bonus there as well. So we'll go ahead and select that. Laser option, this is more so personal preference. I like to run the 1 milliwatt for mainly just aesthetic purposes. If you're looking for in-game benefits, you probably want the all EV. But we'll go ahead with the 1 milliwatt PEC just because it is a nice PEC 15 design. You also have some pretty good blueprint options here as well if you wanted. You can see the standard issue is a really nice one. But we'll go with the base one. Give us that tan PEC 15. Now for the optic, again, personal preference. I'm going to go with, I think this is a Vortex, I want to say. I'd have to look at the optics in real life, but I want to say this is a Vortex optic. I could be wrong. It could be a Holosun. But I do like this TPS reflex sight, especially with the 1 milliwatt. You do get that little bit of infrared vision on this, and then the standard optic on the side. But right around the reticle is infrared, and with that 1 milliwatt PEC, you'll be able to see your laser while others cannot, because that 1 milliwatt PEC is not visible to enemies when ADSing. But the infrared optics and thermal optics typically allow you to see it very clearly. So it helps you out with your aim. For the stock option, we'll stay with the base stock here. You also have the blackjack stock option, which is also an acceptable one. But the base stock is typically what you find on the Bren 2 BRs, chambered in 7.62 We'll go ahead and stay with the base 20-round magazine, although you can go ahead and equip the 30-round magazine that is available in real life. And for the underbarrel option, we'll go ahead and just throw on a standard vertical foregrip. In this case, we'll go ahead with that Hex 40 grip. So this is our Bren 2 BR, chambered in 7.62 by 51 millimeter. Again, this is a battle rifle. See a lot of it in I've seen a lot of it in the Ukraine footage, and again, it's very, very similar looking to a SCAR. So very similar looking to a SCAR, and when I initially saw it in the Ukraine footage, I thought it was a SCAR. So that's our Bren 2 BR. Now let's go ahead and look at the Bren 2 DMR. So this is formerly known as the Bren 2 PPS, which is the precision rifle. Again, just a DMR version. So here with the Bren 2 BR, we're going to go ahead, and the long shot barrel here gives you good recoil control with just around the actual barrel length of around 20 inches, I believe is what it is in real life. You have a very different ones going from, I think, 16 up to around 20 inches for the different barrel lengths. So we'll go with the Long Shot Pro. Again, just going to give you better recoil control. You also have the shorter barrel and the base barrel. So I think that Long Shot Pro is a good one. Again, we're going to run the 1 milliwatt PEC for the PEC 15 design. We're going to run the heat source just so we get, again, this is purely aesthetic, just so we get that big, fat, beefy sniper optic on there. Going to give it an 8.7 times thermal optic with the dual magnification. Although you can't toggle it, unfortunately. But in real life, the way this is set up, you would be able to toggle it. We're going to run with the MCW Blackjack stock on this. Again, that's going to give you gun kick, recoil, and firing aim. And this is the one that you would typically see on the Bren 2 PPS and DMRs. You also have the attack heavy stock as a good option as well. Again, both basically very similar stocks, as you can see. However, this is the best one for in-game recoil control, gun kick, things like that. So we'll go ahead with that. And then for the final test, we're going to run just with a bipod, the level aim bipod. Going to give you, again, bipod mount with a slight decrease to aim down sight. So this is our Bren 2 DMR, formerly the PPS. So a nice looking build there, honestly. And they nerfed this recently in Warzone numerous times it took, so it's not the most OP weapon ever anymore. Let's go ahead and jump into the firing range with these two, and then we'll take a look at our other two designs here for the Bren series of weapons. So here's our Bren 2 BR. One thing I noticed in the firing range here in Modern Warfare 3 versus Modern Warfare 2 and DMZ, it's so dark, so you're really missing out, I think, on the colors of the weapon. You just have very poor lighting here in the Modern Warfare 3 firing range. So here we go. Now you can see what I'm talking about with that 1 milliwatt PEC, right? You can see it pretty clearly here. And if you run like some of the other thermal optics, you'll be able to see even better. But the enemies are not going to see this. Only you can see it. And again, right around the reticle there is going to show you where it is, which is nice. Again, only with a 20-round mag here, pretty effective. Let's go ahead and we'll just put 3 plates on for the heck of it. See how it handles. So 6 to 8 shots right there. Try again because I missed a few on the first one. Still missed a few going through the enemy. Here we would have won a tap shot at that range for sure. Missed a lot of those. And again, you can see the reciprocating charging handle, which on the Bren 2 is not a feature. It does not have a reciprocating charging handle on the Bren 2. So that's a mistake in game they did with this. But again, the CZ BREN 2 BR here, a very, very nice design. I don't believe even the 805s had a reciprocating charging handle. They really learned from the SCAR program with the Mark 17s. And 16s. But again, really nice weapon. Feels beefy and powerful. I like it. Next up, we have the Bren 2 DMR. Formerly the PPS. So again, just a really, really nice weapon here. So Go ahead. You have the heat source here. Still very strong, but I don't know how they nerfed it, but headshots are quite powerful. See if it's still a headshot at the long range. 3 at the long range. But again, you have the bipod mount, which is nice. I can't tell if the charging handle is reciprocating here or not because it seems to be moving so fast, but looks like it is. But that's the BREN II DMR. Let's go ahead and back out. Look at our other designs here. We have, these are the last two. So we just had the BREN II DMR and the BREN II BR. So now we have the actual BREN II, right? So this is the BREN II chambered in 7.62 by 39 millimeter. They had an 805 version chambered in the same. However, this is the BREN II chambered in 7.62 by 39, which is that Russian round, the same round as the AKs take. So here, in game, this is going to be our Jack Heretic conversion kit. So you can see it's going to make the mobility and handling better, rate of fire increase, recoil control increase, and the gun control increase. So you can see like the recoil benefits are pretty substantial. However, it doesn't really feel like it in game. So that's an interesting one. I would say definitely that 1 milliwatt PEC can be run on there. But again, this being a 7.62 by 39 rifle, I typically prefer the bore 490 with this one, with these caliber weapons. So the bore 490 going to give you good recoil control. Barrel, these are still bugged. So honestly, I believe it's a 14-inch barrel here for the 7.62 by 39 millimeter conversion of the BREN II. But you can't change the barrel in game anyways. It's still bugged 4 months later, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think they're going to fix it at this point. Next up, we'll run the ACOG with a top-mounted RMR on this, or the Oscar 9. We'll run the MCW Blackjack stock here. It's the right stock for the BREN II. And then at base, we have the 7.62 by 39 30-round magazine. You also have a 20-round magazine, and you have a 40-round magazine. So we're going to stay with the 30-round magazine with the 7.62 by 39 and run that Hex 40 grip on there as well. And this is our BREN II. Again, this is the BREN II chambered in 7.62 by 39 millimeter. So a really nice weapon. Go ahead and just back out, jump back into our private matches here. We have one more weapon we'll take a look at quickly. That's going to be the BREN 805. So the BREN 805 is going to be the predecessor to the BREN II series of weapons. They ended up making design improvements to this, which became the BREN II. And you can tell the difference, obviously, mainly just by the upper receiver and the lower receiver, just the designs and everything there. I went into this with the conversion videos as what the difference is. So you guys can check those out on the channel. But here we go. The BREN 805 chambered in 5.56 by 45 millimeter. This is the MTZ 556 in game. In the assault rifle category, we're going to run the MTZ Rowan XL to give us what appears to be a 14-inch barrel. Again, it's hard to really tell the barrel lengths, but it's XL 356 is going to give us right around the right barrel length. I'm assuming that's 356 millimeters, so that's going to give you right pretty much where we want to be. You have a couple different options here that all look relatively the same, so you can really swap around between a couple of these ones for the most part. Going to run that same 1 milliwatt PEC for the PEC 15. Going to run a E-Attack with the magnifier flip optic on that. The base stock is fine. This is your telescopic and side folding stock option, which you have there. And that's the one where they have some really, this is such a weird stock to be on this weapon. They have some weird attachments on some of these guns. And run the Core 2 BP. This is just going to give us a vertical foregrip with the deployable bipod on there as well. So you can see that's going to give you the deployable bipod. And then fifth attachment, you guys can really run whatever you want, whether it's a suppressor, ammo, or whatnot. You also have a larger magazine capacity up to 50 and a shorter one of 20 with the base is a 30 round with the 5.56 by 45 NATO. Let's go ahead and jump in and start with the BREN II, chambered is 7.62 by 39 millimeter. So I really like this one. This is a really good weapon in game, I feel like. Unfortunately, they haven't fixed the barrels yet, so they're just still bugged this far into the game's life cycle. I used to be able to do workarounds for it, but then in game it wouldn't work, and now I can't even get any of the barrels to go on. So if anyone has a workaround for that, let me know. So again, it says this has better recoil control than the BREN II BR, which just does not appear to be the case. Again, the rate of fire is increased, but it's much more unstable than the BREN II BR. Obviously, I think the magnified optic is not helping my case, but even with the top-mounted RMR, it still wants to really pull horizontally a lot, so you probably want to add some different attachments to counter that. But this is a nice real-life build that you would see used for this particular weapon. And again, you see the reciprocating charging handle, which would not be a thing in real life, since the charging handle does not reciprocate. Now the BREN 805, again, this is chambered 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO. You have that nice transparent magazine there as well. Unfortunately, the only other option here is a 50 round drum. I think it's 50, which is weird that they would have a 50 round drum on a 5.56 weapon. So it really kind of makes using this weapon a little bit not appealing, because you just wouldn't have a 50 round drum of 5.56. So that's the BREN 805. Again, the BREN II, like, if you just look at this, right? Like, how much that wants to pull to the side. And then if we look at the BR, which is a larger caliber, much more accurate. Now, obviously, the slow rate of fire is helping with that, but it's not moving at all compared to what we just saw with the BREN II in the 7.62 by 39, right? Even if it really wants to kick all over the place, which is strange because it's a smaller caliber than the BREN II BR. So very weird, but those are all the BRENs here in game. We have the BREN 805 series. We have the BREN II chambered in 7.62 by 51 or 7.62 by 39 millimeter. We have the BREN II DMR, formerly the PPS precision rifle, and then we have the BREN II battle rifle. Again, this one is chambered in the 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO, and I've seen this operate. This one and the 805's A1s operate quite a bit in Ukraine. So, very nice weapon. I think the BREN II here in the 7.62 by 51 NATO is probably my favorite version. Let me know what you guys think down below here of the BREN series. What's your favorite version of the BREN II or the BREN 805? What kind of builds do you like to run in game? Let me know down below. Till next time, this is Buffner Gaming with all BREN II builds in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Till next time, Buffner Gaming out.